Hello board game brothers and sisters, and welcome to another episode where I'll be letting you know of Kickstarters launching this week. I am going to be making a small improvement to these videos because now at the end of each video we're going to feature a different board game mosaic from Katja Howitson of Board Game Art Creations. We'll have a different mosaic each week, and I think this will be a fun little bonus for these videos, so make sure to stay to the end so you can check that out. Just like every week, we have some Kickstarter Pledge Giveaways at the end of the video as well, and all you have to do is leave a comment to enter, so don't miss that because there's some really good ones that you don't want to miss. Let's check out the Kickstarters. And the first campaign we have launches on the 23rd, and it's called Carnegie. And this plays 1 to 4 players and takes about 90 minutes to play. And this game's named after Andrew Carnegie, who is one of the big players during the rise of the steel industry back in the 1800s. When he passed, he donated a lot of his wealth to various charities and foundations. And in this game, players are going to be competing to build the most prestigious company. Players will be recruiting employees, expanding their business, buying and selling goods, as well as making various investments, and growing out the transport chains across the United States. This game takes place over 20 rounds, and each player only gets 1 turn per round, and the active player gets to choose 1 of 4 actions that all players must take. This game uses mechanisms like worker placement, area movement, endgame bonuses, income, tech trees, and progressive turn order. This game also offers a solo mode if you're interested in that. And this one's going to be my pick of the week. And the reason that this one stood out to me is that there are quite a few ratings under the ratings tab. I would have liked to see a few more comments, but the couple comments that were there did praise the game and the designer's work so far. And this game's being published by Quinn Games, that also has a pretty good track record in terms of ratings on their previously released games. A majority of their games are above a 7, and there's several that you might recognize. And the same thing goes for the designer Xavier Georges, who also has a really good track record with 90% of his games getting above a 7 on Board Game Geek. A lot of his games were published by Quinn Games, so there is a lot of overlap there. This game also has the artwork being taken care of by a very popular artist, Ian O'Toole, who's also done games like Lisboa, On Mars, Black Angel, and several others. An interesting thematic aspect of this game is that although you're trying to become the richest and most prestigious company, you're also doing that by giving back to the country and performing good deeds of generosity. Although that doesn't imply much on the gameplay, it is cool to see a game that rewards you for being nice. And the next campaign also launches on the 23rd, and it's called The Boys, This Is Going to Hurt. And this plays 2 to 5 players and takes about 1 to 2 hours to play. And this game is based on The Boys IP, which was originally a comic book, but is now a series on Amazon Prime. And the series is all about a group of regular people who are fighting back against a bunch of sociopathic superheroes and the corporation that employs them. And in this game, players will be fighting as one of the boys or as one of the superheroes against the other team. The game plays over 24 rounds, and you'll be given action points to spend on recruiting characters, buying additional resources or character cards, battling other players, or traveling the game board. You'll be blackmailing, battling, or paying off other characters to complete missions and earn resources. You can then use those resources to make your team even stronger. This game also features tile placement and a finale ending. And on the 24th, we have Saloon Showdown, and this plays 2 to 7 players and takes about 15 to 30 minutes to play. And in this game, players are going to be trying to collect the bounties on each other's heads by challenging them to duels, truels, and Mexican standoffs. On a player's turn, they can choose 1 of 3 actions. They can either draw a card, cash in some of their cards for loot, or they can decide to threaten another player. Threatening another player triggers a bluffing mechanism where that player gets to decide if they want to take 1 of 2 courses of action. They can either choose to have both players reveal their cards to see who has the most bullets, and the winning player earns money from the loser. Or they can choose not to do that, which triggers a duel. Fastest player wins in the duel because they're going to have to exchange their cards, trying to get the proper gun, the proper sound of the gun, and the proper body part to hit. A regular duel involves 2 players, but you can also have duels with 3 players or 5. The winner of the duel steals money from the losing players. The losing players all take a wound token, and when you get 3, you're out of the game. You win the game if you're the last player standing, or if you gain $13 worth of loot. This game features mechanisms like betting and bluffing, hand management, real-time, set collection, and variable player powers. I just want to take a second here to mention our sponsor, Kickstartergames.com, who sells a wide selection of board games. So if you want to buy something nice for yourself while still supporting the channel, check out Kickstartergames.com because a small portion of that sale will come back and help this channel. They also occasionally offer deluxe Kickstarted versions of the game, so if you check back periodically, you might be able to get your hands on one of those. Kickstartergames.com also does a monthly giveaway, and this month they're giving away a copy of Fort by Leader Games. The winner is drawn from their subscribers, so all you have to do is sign up for their newsletter to get entered into those. They also buy games, so if you're looking to downsize your collection, definitely reach out to them to work something out. Also on November 24th, we have Hitster, and this plays 2 players up to as many players as you like. And it only takes 30 minutes to play. And this is a party game where players get to listen to some hit songs and guess when that song was released. You don't have to guess the year it was released, you just have to guess if it was before or after the other songs. And you get bonus points if you can name the artist or the song title. The first player to arrange 10 hits in chronological order wins the game. And on November 25th, we have Which Side, and this plays 1 to 4 players and takes about 90 to 150 minutes to play. This game takes place at the beginning of the 20th century, where capitalism and the nation state are in full swing. Working conditions were rough, along with work time and wages. In this game, players work together as employees in New York who have to work together to maintain control against their employers and the corporations. The game takes place over 10 rounds. In each round, the employers will establish a temporary or permanent rule that the players must adhere to. The players are going to be playing a family or a small group of people living together, and each one of those members is a worker with an action to perform. You're going to be using those actions to keep those members surviving, as well as fighting back against the corporations in the form of sabotages and strikes. At the end of a round, a misfortune card is drawn that will make the game a little bit harder. Players are going to be trying to gain resources and complete certain objectives, and if they can complete 6 objectives, they win the game. You lose after 10 turns, or if you fail to pay your cost of living. And the last launch I want to cover is also on the 25th, but it's not for a Kickstarter board game, but instead for a free downloadable piece of artwork. This artwork's being provided by Carl Juk, who's also an indie designer, and it's a downloadable board game themed Wimmelbilder, which, if you're unfamiliar with that term, Wikipedia defines it as a type of large format wordless picture, and it's characterized by full spread drawings depicting scenes richly detailed with humans, animals, and objects. These are typically made for children, and the drawings are filled with characters and items that may be discovered. If you've ever opened up a Where's Waldo or I Spy book, then you've experienced this before, because it's exactly that type of artwork. Similar to I Spy or Where's Waldo, Carl's also going to be providing a checklist with the download with a whole list of objects and items that you can find within the image. The image will be provided in full color, but there'll also be a black and white version if you want to color it in yourself. And for those of you that are super observant, you'll also have a lot of fun finding all the different references to the different board games, content creators, and designers. I'll leave a link to this in the description below, but keep in mind you won't be able to download it until the 25th. And it's a pretty short week because those are all the games I had to cover this video, but don't leave yet because we got 4 awesome pledge giveaways that we'll get into now. And the first pledge we're giving away is a pledge for USS Freedom. And this is a cooperative open world free roam space themed game where players will be deciding which challenges they want to pursue and who they're going to ally with and who they're going to fight. This game offers 36 standalone missions and 11 different ways to win the game, and it's been getting a lot of love and testimonials from different board game reviewers and playtesters. And this pledge includes all the available content and stretch goals for USS Freedom. And to enter this giveaway, all you have to do is leave a comment down below with the hashtag USS Freedom, and let me know if you could have any crew from any ship, which would you pick? For me, I'd have to go with the Guardians of the Galaxy because I just can't turn down those rockin' tunes. The next giveaway we have is for a pledge for 4 Humours. And in this game, players are medieval pharmacists that are going to be influencing the 4 types of humours within the human body to manipulate the personality of the characters on certain cards and affect the way that they interact with each other in a deduction-based mechanism of rock, paper, scissors. Players will be doing this to try and complete different missions in order to win the game. And this giveaway is for the 4 Humours Deluxe Edition, which comes with the deluxe version of the game along with all stretch goals. And to enter this giveaway, all you have to do is leave a comment down below with the hashtag 4Humours and let us know if you had to pick one of these 4 humours, which one best describes your personality. I guess with all these videos and everything else I do, I'd have to go with sanguine for myself. Plus, I'm a pretty friendly guy. And the next giveaway we have is for a pledge for Elements of the Gods. And in this strategy game, 1 to 5 players are young gods at the dawn of civilization. Players will be using the power of the elements to maneuver worshippers on the board to match patterns on their cards. This game features territory building and area influence. Players will gain victory points based on the number of worshippers they have, but they can also gain victory points by building monuments, planting gardens, and performing rituals. And this giveaway is for the Worshipper Pledge, which includes 1 copy of the game. And to enter this giveaway, just leave a comment down below with the hashtag Elements of the Gods, and let me know if you could control one of these 5 elements, which one would you choose? And yes, death is one of the elements, so if you're picking that one, you sicken me. I pick Earth. The last giveaway we have is for a pledge for Rulebenders. And this is a themed traveling board game where players are going to be fighting to control different aspects of the game. Players will be fighting for control as the game takes you through different themes such as pirates, prehistoric, zombies, and many others. Players are going to be able to modify the rules of the game depending on the areas that they control at the end of a round. Of course, you're going to want to modify these rules to benefit you and slow down your opponents. This game features some really nice artwork and miniatures, and because of the constantly changing themes and rules, there's a lot of different permutations of this game that open opens up a lot of replayability. And this giveaway is for the Rulebenders Nuclear Edition Pledge. And this comes with the deluxe version of the game, which features 6 miniatures and 70 metal chips, as well as all unlocked stretch goals. And to enter this giveaway, just leave a comment down below with the hashtag Rulebenders, and let us know what your all-time favorite theme for a board game is. For me, I really like the theme of outdoor survival. I love fishing and camping, and I've watched every season of Alone, so I'm pretty much a pro. And now let's draw the winners for last week's contests, and I use this fancy tool here to draw a winner. And all these extra names down here are bonus entries for my Patreon subscribers. If you like this sort of content, definitely check that out because it's the best way to support the channel. I'll leave a link to that in the description below. And the first pledge we're going to draw for is Toptail, which is a party game designed to help players get to know each other a little bit better. So let's go ahead and draw those comments and pick a winner. And our winner is Andrew Money. And this was drawn from the Patreon subscribers, so I'll reach out to you and let you know that you won yourself a pledge for Toptail. Next, let's draw for The Warp, which is a sci-fi 4X game set in a post-apocalyptic future. So let's go ahead and draw those comments and pick a winner. And the winner is another Patreon subscriber, Brandon Thornley. I'll reach out to you and let you know you won yourself a pledge for The Warp. Next, let's draw the winner for Rune, which is a tile placement game for 2 players, and their new expansion actually allows you to play with up to 3 or even 4 players. So let's go ahead and draw those winners. And our winner is John Singer, and this is actually my brother, so I do want to point out that these draws are completely random, so I'll allow it. And for this giveaway, I had asked which magic user do you think is the best, and he says Emperor Palpatine. Never underestimate the power of the dark side of the Force, or electric fingers. That's all I have for you this week. Until next time, keep that shelf cluttered and the table full.